And we are back with the second round of Swiss, going into the match between Martin Tan and Ali Asyraf. So, a very strong pair of players here. Martin is one of the top players in Singapore right now in terms of championship points. He did make it to day 2 of the Melbourne International Championships and had a very strong showing there. Asyraf also has cut at least one of our local premier challengers, and so that has shown that he has the goods to make it at this level. But Martin is of course one of the most formidable players in the Oceania scene right now.
And he's running the team of Gyarados, Katana, Arcanine, Tapu Koko, Alif, and Porygon 2.
Whereas Alif will be running with the Arcanine, Tapu Fini, Katana, Tapu Koko, Pheromosa, and the Alola Marowak.
Would you like to talk more about Martin's team?
Well, Martin running the team of 6 that was popularized by Nick Navarre from the US, was better known as Nails, and which actually carried Nick to a host of strong performances. He made it the top 8 of Melbourne, cut and maybe even won a regional. I'm not entirely sure on that front, but a very strong team of 6. And he's gone on the record of as saying that the pair of Alif and Porygon 2 under Trick Room is one of the strongest combinations in the meta game.
Alif bringing back Marowak, especially not a Pokemon we've seen for quite a while.
Well, I believe Alif actually considers Marowak is one of his favorite Pokemon. He has been seen at local tournaments carrying his own Alola Marowak plush.
And the Pheromosa is an interesting choice as well.
Yeah, Martin having a more balanced roster, like he said, can operate under and outside of Trick Room. And we need to see whether how much inspiration he has drawn from Nail's team of 6, whether he's changed the items or even the movesets.
Alif's team, I think, potentially could put a lot of pressure on Martin though, with the Pheromosa.
It's going to be Katana and Coco from Alif against Coco and Arcanine from Martin's side. Coco from Alif's side going to be activating his Electric Surge first.
And Katana, right on the bat, does not want to be facing off against Arcanine. Does not want to burn his Sash so easily if it is carrying a Sash. So momentum here is on Martin's side. Although, I think ideally he wanted to have maybe...
I wouldn't be surprised actually to see both Cocos both switch out of this situation to reposition themselves, especially Alif. Alif needs to adjust.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Martin didn't go for a Trick Room right off the bat, considering that Alif's team doesn't have very strong options to operate under Trick Room. Yeah, and as expected, the Katana does retreat from the Arcanine, brings in the Marowak. So any electric attacks coming out possibly denies the Volt Switch as well. Tapu Koko goes for a protect hit on Martin's side, and a Discharge from Alif.
Discharge not going to affect the Marowak, though the special attack boost probably not going to be a benefit either. Does get a strong terrain booster attack and the paralysis on the Arcanine, who will be able to go for the Bulldoze, kind of signaling that it's probably the Assault Bear's variant, based on how much damage took from Discharge as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's good play on Alif's side bringing the Marowak so that his Tapu Koko can freely discharge. But Martin reviews the Bulldoze on the Arcanine, which does super effective damage to both Pokemon on Alif's side and reduces their speed.
So now Martin does have the faster Koko, regardless of nature, after the Bulldoze drop.
Although, I mean,
so again, yeah, unable to Thunderbolt and unable to both switch out. Kind of stuck using Dazzling Beam. So probably incentivized to switch out. Not able to go for the bolt switch, which will be his preferred option to get off.
Will Alif be able to punish it? He does have to worry about the Arcanine as well. Can't leave it free to his devices.
So after the paralysis, Marowak could outspeed the Arcanine now.
At -1, not sure. Brings in Gyarados, a very risky play, especially if Alif decides to go for the same discharge.
Might come out here.
But the Intimidate is pretty useful on the Marowak here. So
unless he has Twinkle Tackle, which he does have Twinkle Tackle, going to be able to remove Alif's Koko off the field. So Martin, so far revealing that his team very similar to Nick's team, with the Twinkle Tackle Koko and the Assault Bear's Arcanine. So this should pick up the Koko, which is why he was there to bring in the Gyarados, able to intimidate the Marowak and not under threat of the Discharge.
And knowing that he will be able to outspeed after that -1 Bulldoze. So Koko will go down for Alif's side here, and Marowak stuck in a rocket hard place. A Boomerang doesn't affect the Gyarados, so he went for the Arcanine there. So Martin getting away with a lot of momentum here. And Katana does once again hit the field.
So again, I suppose he's protected from the Thunderbolt or the Volt Switch. And now that the Z move has been burned, Coco is stuck with the unboosted bio item Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, at this point, Martin could just easily switch out the Coco, bring in the Arcanine, not only further inflating the Mirage, but reducing Katana's attack as well. And Gyarados does threaten the Mirage. It's a pretty good position for Martin, especially now that he knows all of Alif's Pokémon.
No, he does not know yet Alif's Pokémon yet, because I believe the Arcanine at the back is actually a mistake. He lost the Katana. So, we have yet to see Alif's last Pokémon. So Martin will return the Arcanine to the field to get Intimidate on both of Alif's physical attackers.
Yep. And
so a very strong switch there.
a Z move coming out from Alif here.
It's going to be the Bloom Doom on the Katana. But Gyarados, well, I suppose Katana at this point is at -1
Yes.
from the Arcanine's
If
Intimidation.
you went for the Arcanine, it's not, I don't think it's a very good move if you went for Arcanine there. Predicting the switch.
It's going to be the Bloom Doom into the Arcanine.
Yeah.
So you can go for the Coco.
Unfortunate there.
And Arcanine going to hang on at -1 from the Bloom Doom. So no boost. And Waterfall coming up onto the Marowak is going to be the KO after the chip.
So Martin taking a very decisive turn there, getting rid of the Mirage and pivoting in his Arcanine to take in a Bloom Doom. I mean, arguably,
wouldn't have been able to kill the Gyarados as well at a -1 since it's only neutral.
I actually don't think that's the case. Since an Intimidated Bloom Doom is about as strong as Leaf Blade at +1, which does KO Gyarados.
So
So
maybe
actually
a
a missed
mistake.
opportunity
Yeah.
there. It's not much of a mistake since he did go for the target which made sense to him, which at that time was the Coco. But at the same time, the Coco switch was kind of obvious since Coco doesn't do anything to Arcanine, to
Yeah, especially
Marowak
with the
and
Mare on the
Katana.
field. And I mean, you expected the Marowak to protect, from the Gyarados attack as well.
So even though Martin has been kind of hampered from the strategy he prefers, which is to vote switch freely thanks to the Marowak's presence on the field, Martin is still in a very good position.
And
He's
Gyarados
adjusted to Alif's threats.
goes for the protect here, maybe expecting a
And Arcanine going to extreme speed to break Katana's sash, expecting to go down this turn.
wall. Ooh, does predict the wall charge beautifully here. The Gyarados protects itself and Sacred Sword
Into the
Arcanine.
paralyzed Arcanine should not pick up the KO and activates the barrier on Arcanine's side. Actually, so not the Assault Vest variant. Arcanine actually revealing that it is the Pinch Berry. I don't think Martin wanted to survive actually, since he did go for extreme speed to break the sash.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, maybe if he wanted to go down.
Especially since now that we know, and actually there is no sash on Katana. It is the Z move.
Oh,
So-
right, we have seen.
So actually Martin maybe just wanting damage on Katana, but not very valuable
Yeah,
damage.
Flare Blades would have outright killed the Katana
Yes.
there. -1 or no.
But yeah, so I think Martin definitely expected to go down there, so wanted to get any damage. But unfortunately, he actually survived, got the berry, and well, he has another chance to get the Flare Blades off.
Oh, and Gigalith does hit the field here, bringing Sand once again.
Interesting decision, expecting the Wild Charge into that slot. But at the same time, the Leaf Blade will come out as well. So Katana going to protect this time.
At this point, I don't expect Martin's Coco to hit the field anytime soon until the terrain runs off.
As Wild Charge into the Arcanine slot. Under terrain, does not pick up the KO. And actually takes a good amount of recoil for his trouble. But Arcanine
And-
is paralyzed, but you probably expected that he was going for Flare Blades.
Yeah, into the
protect.
Katana protect. Should go down to Sand this turn, likely.
Yes, Arcanine going to go down to stand, and Martin
Free
happy
switch
to
in.
take that.
Yeah,
free
free switch in.
intimidate with the Gyarados.
Oh, if he wants, he could bring in Tapu Koko now to reset the terrain and threaten the Katana.
Threaten both really with the terrain booster Thunderbolt as he does, and Katana importantly already protected last turn, unable to protect this turn, and Thunderbolt. Since we know that it's not Assault Vest, he is carrying the Z move, the Z Crystal, so Katana probably going to go down to Thunderbolt this turn unless he goes for the double protect.
Yeah, it does have to, not only does he worry about Coco, but the Gigalith as well. Threatening super effective damage on the Arcanine. So Martin looking to push his lead here into a win. He has not lost, he has only lost
protect
Arcanine.
here.
Huh.
So revealing the protect on his Gigalith, so immediately signaling to Alif that it's not the Assault Vest Gigalith. And Thunderbolt will go into the Katana, will pick it off. Ooh, actually not even close.
Yeah, under
But of course this Coco is not boosted by an item.
I would have expected the electric terrain to have been enough though, but I mean, its Katana does resist electric. And well, double into the Gigalith here. Interesting choice by Alif.
Yeah, Alif might actually have expected the Assault Vest and no protect this turn.
That's good information for him to know going into the future rounds, future games.
And Martin at this point can easily switch the Gigalith out into the Gyarados, get another intimidate.
Well, Katana's at what, -2, Arcanine is at -3 now, I believe.
So this could really seal off any hope of comeback, barring a critical hit.
Not only that, Martin's...
Katana will go for the protect.
Yeah, Martin's Coco is the fastest thing on the field.
Arcanine goes for the wall charge. Coco
protecting, I think was predicting a switch maybe on the Gyarados. If he had caught the Gyarados, it would have been perfect, beautiful there, but it didn't happen. And Thunderbolt into a protected Katana, and Gigalith is free to fire off a Rock Slide, which will hit the Arcanine. Does hit the Arcanine, will take it out in one hit.
Yes, definitely. Gigalith's Rock Slide, one of the more
Threatening?
spread attacks.
I don't know, but Aerodactyl has been quite threatening in the first round.
Well, that threatens in a different way. Gigalith does depend on it for raw damage. Aerodactyl,
more for the flinch.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and things not looking good for Alif here. Maybe wants to concede and bring. Yep,
Yeah,
does
does
bring us to
forfeit,
a game 2. Though he does know the tricks now. Z Crystal Twinkle Tackle from Martin.
Seems to be very bulky in Tapu Koko and Martin's side of the field as well.
What makes you say that?
I'm not sure if he missed the Bulldoze or some other speed control move, but his Koko was moving after both Arcanine and Katana. I'm actually a bit puzzled by that. Even if accounting the fact that Katana is probably max speed and Arcanine maybe max speed as well, Koko being slower than them, that's a very interesting spread from Martin, if that's the case.
Wait, his Koko wasn't bulldozed at all.
No, exactly. So he must be a very slow Koko then. So he's entirely dependent on the Bulldoze to get his Koko faster than Alif's.
That's not entirely a bad strategy because we've seen exactly how bulky the Arcanine is. Twice it should have gone down, but
yeah, it's not even with Assault Vest.
Yeah,
He's actually carrying the Pinch Berry. And that's even with the paralysis hampering it to a certain extent. If Alif doesn't get a discharge paralysis this time, things could turn very differently. But at the same time, if he does get a paralysis and Arcanine is not able to get the Bulldoze off, again, the game could have turned very differently.
Now I kind of feel Martin is going to bring Trick Room here. Just a gut feeling of mine that he's going to bring Trick Room here with the Porygon 2 and the Gigalith. Because if you look at Gigalith, things that threaten are usually quite fast. The Katana, the
Katana is going to be a
Pheromosa.
problem. It's the one problem to that strategy, since barring the Katana, everything else is kind of fodder for Rock Slide.
So
Pheromosa is neutral, but hey, it's Pheromosa. One Rock Slide already brings it down.
Yeah, and
Marowak is undersped by the Gigalith under Trick Room.
I mean, Martin can control easily the game. He has double Intimidate with the Gyarados and the Arcanine.
Yeah, able to check the Katana.
Yeah, and both have proven quite useful. The Gyarados for the Marowak, which Alif seems to favor bringing.
The danger though is Bloom Doom
From Katana.
which even at -1 probably gets a clean KO on the Gigalith. Even at -2 gets a clean KO on the Gigalith actually.
Well, if Martin plays his cards right, maybe he can get -3.
So it'll be Koko Porygon 2, as you pointed out. Martin is going to be pushing for the Porygon 2 this time.
Yeah, and Finny Marowak. Okay, interesting
Adjustments
switch up.
made. And Alif might be going straight on the offense this time. But the Marowak does protect the Finny from the Koko.
Yeah, unless Martin does have discharge of his own,
But
but
at the
won't
same
KO
time,
the Finny
he's
as
not
well.
able to KO the Porygon 2.
Porygon gets a special attack increase, and we see
Yeah,
terrain.
Marowak's defense is much higher than his special defense, resulting in the download boost.
So I mean, the question is, does Martin go for the Trick Room here? I mean, if he sets up Trick Room, then he's gonna be forced to waste a Trick Room turn by switching out his Koko. Can't even Volt Switch to gain momentum because of the Marowak here on the field.
The thing here is that Gyarados is a kind of safe switch here to Trick Room and get Gyarados in, and immediately threaten the Marowak with the Waterfall. Though a lot of this also relies on Martin carrying Thunderbolt on his Porygon 2 to threaten the Finny. Otherwise, Finny will be sitting very comfortably.
Yeah, definitely. I think Martin should be prioritizing getting rid of the Marowak so that in future his Tapu Koko will be able to threaten the Tapu Finny.
Yes. So it will be the protect from Martin's Koko. So not opting to leave the field. As Taunt comes out from the Tapu Fini, going to deny Trick Room on Porygon, which is almost certainly what Martin is going for.
And
as Flare Blitz goes into the Porygon as well. So Alif covering both an attack option and the Trick Room option, doing a lot of damage to Porygon 2, who will be unable to Trick Room.
Yeah, I mean,
A very strong turn from Alif there, calling that Koko was pretty much shut down by the Marowak's presence on the field and exploiting the Porygon 2's inability to carry a mental herb or protect itself.
if he went for the play there you mentioned, bringing in the Gyarados, I think Porygon 2 would have like eaten less damage and things maybe could be in
and
his
Gyarados
favor.
threatened the Marowak next turn since Trick Room did not go up.
Yeah, but since Martin went for the protect, things not really in his favor now.
Yeah, Martin's suffering from the inability to, make plays in the heat of battle via Volt Switch, which gives him a much more educated decision on how to switch. but because of Marok's presence on the field, he's not able to get the easy vote switch off to maintain momentum, and it's hurting him as we see at the start of game 2.
Yeah, so Tapu Fini definitely not choice specs unless it switches out. I doubt it.
Well, we've seen specs haze.
Yes, we have. And Gigalef comes in the field, not really something he wants to do.
Not without Trick Room on the field.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
banking on not getting. Oh, it goes for the double switch here into Arcanine. So getting an Intimidate off onto and didn't bring Gyarados this game as well.
I don't know. I kind of feel Fini is going for the Muddy Water here, which will punish both. Punish Gigalef less because of the Sandstorm. But
it's going to be the Moonblast though. So Martin takes a risk but is rewarded for it. Moonblast into the Sand boosted special defense.
Oh, but Boomerang does not want to be going into either Pokemon. Oh, but
not KO without the same type attack bonus. And the Intimidate.
Oh, that's a critical hit.
Pick up the KO.
Yeah, the -1 didn't quite save the Arcanine there. So once again, Martin forced to bring out either the Porygon or the Tapu Koko, which does not want to be facing the Fini at this point.
You have to really question the decisions Martin picked in team preview. Having seen how problematic the Marok is for his Koko, the decision to not bring Gyarados for game 2 kind of biting him here.
Yeah, now that you mentioned, yeah, all his Pokemon have been reviewed. There's no Gyarados to be seen.
Gigalith does shut down Marok, but without the Trick Room, Gigalith is unable to just freely get the Rock Slides off.
Yeah, and
so now the thing here is that Alif has to double target into the Porygon 2 to get it down, since Flare Blitz after the Intimidate will not get the KO.
I guess that leaves
But Fini is probably going for the Muddy Water anyway.
Yeah, but if he can get rid of the Marowak, he does have the option. He does bring back the option of the Tapu Koko being a
Martin
threat.
going to switch Porygon 2 out. So trying to bait the Taunt from the Tapu Fini. Though at this point, I don't think Taunt is worth it.
Yeah,
since he can just go for the Muddy Water.
Alif should be just going for straight damage, which he does.
Water, but he does avoid the Gigalith. Gigalith also not opting for White Guard here. The Koko will take a good chunk of damage as Flare Blitz will come out onto the Koko and finish it off. But Gigalith is going to be...
Yeah.
No, definitely. Koko is not the
bulkiest
of mons.
And Gigalith
but Rock Slide will come off here, which should kill the Marok, especially after its free Koi. Can he land on the Marok? It does.
Yeah, it does. But at this point, I mean, the
problem is that he's lost Koko.
Yes.
So now you remove Marok, but for what?
Your Koko is down, you can't really abuse the fact that you've gotten rid of the Marowak.
You kind of wonder why he switched Porygon 2 out there.
And Porygon 2 will come back in and have to face that taunt from Fini once again.
Yes, interesting set of moves from Martin. You have to wonder, the fact that he brought Gigalith in despite the lack of Trick Room kind of tells you that he did shift to prioritizing the Marowak. But you prioritize the Marowak because it stops your Koko. And your Koko has now gone down.
Honestly, I feel that Martin was caught off guard by the taunt from the Fini. That was what threw his entire strategy off. And he's been struggling to recover ever since. And he hasn't brought the right mons to recover.
He definitely brought the mons expecting a straightforward scenario.
And Katana hits the field on Alif, taking the pick, can easily go for a Leaf Blade or Bloom Doom even on the Gigalith to pick up a KO, but no, instead chooses to protect, as does Gigalith.
Picking out the Gigalith protect, Though at this point, Gigalith's health...
And Tapu Fini not taking any risk, going for the taunt once again on the Porygon 2.
As Porygon does go for Ice Beam into the Katana's protect.
Porygon did get a special attack boost, correct?
Yes.
So potentially could have done huge amounts of damage, maybe even freeze the Katana, which could have pushed things into Martin's favor, but that didn't happen. And
Koko's and Porygon 2's health slowly getting chipped down by the Sandstorm as well.
Yeah, Fini not as much worried as we see the leftovers.
And now, Gigalith having burned its protect is now vulnerable to the Bloom Doom.
Yes.
So Bloom Doom will be kind of overkill at this point. The Leaf Blade will pick up the kill just as easily.
I mean, for style points, goes for a second double protect.
And yes, the Bloom Doom, as you pointed out, for the style points, will pick up the Gigalith.
And Fini doesn't even have to risk the Muddy Water miss here. Could just easily go for a Moonblast. Even if it doesn't KO.
Yeah, Porygon 2 can't recover after the taunt.
So Alif adjusting pretty well in game 2, I would say.
Yeah, catching Martin off guard with the taunt on Tapu Fini. He did, in fact, Alif definitely did more than just adjust. Alif actually called that Martin would go for the Trick Room mode and let his taunt Tapu Fini immediately.
Not just that, I feel. If you look at the team-wise, if he brought... I think Alif identified that Fini would be a good call to bring. And
he saw how badly Martin had to deal with the Marowak since his Koko wasn't really free to fire off attacks. And if in that scenario, Fini is a very nice mon to have.
Yeah. Not only that, because to disincentivize the Arcanine from just sitting in front of you and bulldozing, you just bring a water type to threaten it out. And the option of taunt as well covers both the Porygon 2.
Alright, so Martin just playing it out and will forfeit this game. And we'll move on to another game 3 scenario. Our second.
As you pointed out, I think Gyarados would have been a good pick for Martin to bring.
Yeah, because Alif didn't bring his own Coco this time around. So Alif made the adjustments and Martin may have over-adjusted. You kind of feel. Martin kind of thought that. I think Martin thought Alif would over-adjust and give him the opportunity to just steamroll with Trick Room.
I think simply it's just Martin felt confident because he won the first game and decided to just push for a strategy that he's more comfortable with, which is the Trick Room scenario. Unfortunately, he got denied by the Tapu Fini, which he was unable to scout out in the first game since he didn't see
the taunt in game 1. So they gave Alif the opportunity to deny the Trick Room, and Martin's game, I think Martin had no plan B. Martin's plan A was Trick Room and Sweep. Yes. And once Trick Room didn't go up, he really had no plan B.
That's quite indicative of his team. He had the Gigalith at the back, no Gyarados for control as well. Yeah, it's, definitely Marowak is something that he has to deal with, and I think, well, speaking from a player perspective, I think Marowak is something that it's not something you've seen for a very long time, so maybe it could take time for you to adjust to as well.
He does have the counters though, and again he had the Gyarados in game 1 to stop it. So the decision not to bring it in game 2 really questionable. If anything, if he didn't bring Gyarados, then the other adjustment to make is to not bring Coco as well. Since if you're not bringing your Marowak counter, then you shouldn't bring the mon that relies on Marowak going down.
But then you look at the last one that he's left with, which is the Katana, which is facing off against a Marowak and an Arcanine. I think not. I think Martin is just playing with 5 mons. He has to let Katana sit out in this round. Now going on to round 3, the final here.
It will be Coco and Arcanine, same as game 1 for Martin.
If it
Against Tapu Fini and Marowak. Yes.
Both players.
No, Alif didn't bring this in game 1.
Yeah, I know, but both players going with the...
If he won them the game, yeah.
Yes. And honestly, I think Alif has the advantage here because of the Marowak being on the field. The Tapu Fini is just free to fire for attacks. The Tapu Koko can't do anything, and it's all down to Arcanine to make plays.
But I do expect Martin to have something in mind because he had to expect this lead to come out, and he can. It's an interesting set of plays he could make.
Twinkle Tackle, Wall Charge,
and Wall Charge double into Fini was definitely an option on the table for him. But it's going to be a switch out for Coco. So Martin leading Coco to try and bait someone.
Brings in the Gyarados.
Yes, brings in the Gyarados, but you wonder if he had been better off leading it immediately. So Marowak actually down to -2 attack. Half of its attack power. Essentially a Marowak without Big Club right now.
Yep, and Bulldoze. Oh, a clever play. Gyarados not being affected because of the flying type here. Super effective damage onto the Marowak and reducing speed.
May not come into play that much since Marowak and Fini not known to run speed.
Definitely.
Is known to run speed.
And Muddy Water Gyarados avoids the attack but does connect with the Arcanine.
We saw previously it will do around half to the Arcanine.
Martin's Arcanine pretty bulky, and Boomerang into the Gyarados. Pretty good switch there by Martin, you have to say.
Alif kind of taking a risk there on the Coco staying in. Otherwise, Flare Blitz you would think is a safer play in general to make. I suppose he didn't want the recoil, but at the same time, Boomerang is a bit of a risky move to throw around. It can miss, let's not forget.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's safe for Alif to withdraw the Marowak.
Oh, certainly. The Marowak is his linchpin, especially now that Martin has already shown that he has the Coco.
Yeah, but what does he bring in though? I mean, he brings in his own Coco. I guess Katana would be the best, but...
Katana into an Arcanine, yeah.
Not only that, but Arcanine is probably going for another Bulldoze here, and Katana will not like having -1 speed.
Gyarados has some moves to play with. He could Dragon Dance.
Yeah. We've not seen that option, we've only seen the Waterfall from the Gyarados.
Martin's about to time out if he doesn't move soon.
Does he time out?
No, I think he did. He locked in his move just in time. And it's going to be retreat. It's going to be a protect from the Arcanine. So hoping to bait the Muddy Water again. No switch from the Marowak. Oh, Marowak will go for its own protect.
So it's down to Gyarados.
Punish it with a Dragon Dance. He is going to go for a Dragon Dance. Martin predicting the protect from the Marowak and will get the Dragon Dance off. But does Alif at least get the Moonblast or Muddy Water damage onto the Gyarados?
Muddy Water?
Goes for Muddy Water. Does he connect with the Gyarados this time?
It does. And accuracy drop would go a long way here for Alif.
Muddy Water into the Gyarados, resisted and not doing much damage. Does get the accuracy drop. And Fini will recover back a bit of health with the leftovers as well. Yeah, but now Marowak open to the attack.
Yeah, what do you bring into the Gyarados? I'm looking at his team and there's nothing really that enjoys taking a Waterfall. Katana perhaps, but you really want to bring in a Katana to an Arcanine?
No, Arcanine is kind of forced to switch here or be KO'd by the Muddy Water.
So actually, now that you look at the field position, right, Martin is still playing the speed game. Just that instead of a more straightforward approach with the trick room, he's opting to reduce his opponent's speed while boosting his own. So in a sense,
I believe Coco is coming back in. Oh,
it's Gigalith. Interesting.
Dangerous option there with Muddy Water likely coming in.
So no Porygon 2 for Martin here. Not going for any
Marok
trick.
switch. Marok has to switch, you feel.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be Marok switching out. Katana coming in. Yes, it is a Katana, able to take the waterfall very comfortably, even at +1.
Yeah, but avoids the attack here. That is huge. That is huge.
And Moonblast into the Gyarados. Going to do a good amount of damage.
I'm going to rely on this. At -1, at +1 speed, sorry, for Gyarados, will he be able to outspeed Katana?
Yes, he will. But he can't do much in return. Unless he's running Zoe Low's Gyarados, which had Flamethrower.
Ooh! Hey, well, yeah, the Gyarados is at -1 special attack from the Moonblast, so
dear, yeah.
I think even that won't be able to salvage the situation.
No, it is Sash. Oh no, it is Z move though.
Yes, the Bloom Doom. So now Martin has to call. Will the Bloom Doom go into the Gyarados or the Giga Leaf? Could go into either, honestly.
Gyarados only needs to be Leaf Bladed at this point. Whereas Giga Leaf, Giga Leaf requires the Bloom Doom to be KO'd. Actually, no, it's a neutral attack right now, isn't it? The Katana, it just came in.
Yes, correct. Oh, White Guard protecting the Muddy Water.
But what can Gyarados do to Katana? It's going to be the bounce? No, it's going to be Tectonic Rage from Gyarados.
Into the Katana, perhaps, I think.
But at +1, probably not going to be enough without the same type attack bonus.
Yeah, well, at least the Z move won't be able to miss. So at least bypassing the accuracy drop there.
Yeah, but at the same time, it means he's really ruining the waterfall miss the previous turn. Especially if he brings Katana into the red. Yes, he definitely needed that waterfall damage.
And Leaf Blade into Gyarados, as you mentioned, is enough. And Katana will pick up a +1.
But does he go for Muddy Water to be blocked by the White Guard?
Yeah, could have gone for Moonblast, could have just easily
but that's Muddy Water into the White Guard. So Martin at least calls one play, right? But unfortunately, the waterfall miss on the previous turn will cost him, since it would be enough after the Tectonic Rage.
Does have Arcanine at the back, although will not enjoy fighting the Tapu Fini.
At this point, the Arcanine is pinned by the boosted Katana, since Secret Sword will KO it at this range.
And I was going to mention that maybe Arcanine could come in and, put some measure of speed control back on, but as you pointed out, the Katana at +1 removes that option.
And we saw in game 1 that Katana may actually be faster than Martin's Coco, in which case Coco is gone.
I can't tell. I look at Coco's HP stat and actually withdraws the Katana.
Yeah, actually it's a Coco with no HP investment, so you kind of wonder.
Yep, and does call the Mirage switching, goes for the Dazzling Gleam to optimize damage, but there's no White Guard coming out from the Gigalith, and Muddy Water is free to fire off.
It's going to avoid the Coco. Going to land on the Gigalith, will take super effective damage, but is at least protected by the Sandstorm. And Rock Slide comes out. Will it land on Marok? It lands on Marok, and Marok is gone.
Should be able, will be able to take it out. Tapu Fini brought down to about 50% health there. Things are, I guess, shifting towards Martin.
But the question here is, what is the sweet situation between the Coco and the Katana?
Yes. I mean, you have to feel that maybe the Katana fears the speed because it did switch out despite having a +1.
That's strange. Maybe Alif forgot or didn't realize after game 1. Or maybe we saw wrongly. I'm not sure the scenario right now. Perhaps we're about to find out already.
Oh, and Arcanine does come out intimidating the Gigalith. Possibly forcing the Coco to protect as well.
Does he really? Coco at this point can just Thunderbolt the Fini for the KO.
Yeah, that's true.
Have we seen a Z move come up for Alif yet? Not yet though.
No. The Katana has not yet used Bloom.
So there could yet be an Infernal Overdrive. Are Coco gonna switch out for the Arcanine
intimidating.
Gonna intimidate the Arcanine. But opening his Gigalith up to the KO though, with a combination of Muddy Water and Wild Charge under terrain.
I don't know. I don't think Alif went for an attack
it's gonna be a switch out from the Fini. Yeah. Katana gotta come back in. But Katana should survive a Rock Slide still. Oh, but close combat revealed from Alif's close Arcanine, but after the Intimidate, not going to be enough.
Oh, saw the Intimidate from Martin's side, playing
and
dividends.
Now the Rock Slide after the defense drop will KO the Arcanine. As Gigalith will reveal his Pinch Berry. Yes, definitely drawing inspiration from Nick's team there. As Rock Slide onto Arcanine's -1 defense after close combat should be enough to KO. Oh, but not after its own Intimidate.
Not quite. Katana does hang on as well. Although, I mean, at this range, extreme speed, maybe.
But now Extreme Speed comes into play, and unfortunately for Martin, that Sandstorm damage not enough to put his own Arcanine into berry range.
Yeah, and I mean,
But as he pointed out, Martin should be able to pin down Alif's Arcanine with Extreme Speed. Though we've seen Protect, Flare Blitz, and Bulldoze. Does he carry Extreme Speed?
good question. Good question.
That's the question Alif is asking as well. Does he take the risk?
I think he has to. I mean, close combat is not KO on Gigalith as well.
If now that he has revealed close combat, you would suspect it's probably a banded Arcanine.
So he has no choice?
Which would mean you will make the switch back to Fini.
Katana goes for the protect here.
Yes, is Arcanine able to protect?
Extreme speed? Extreme speed?
Gigalith going to protect. Are we going to see Extreme Speed come out from Martin's Arcanine? Yes, Arcanine going to go for Extreme Speed. Alif's Arcanine probably is the choice variant and will go down to the Extreme Speed. Alif, I'm not sure that was the play to make there. If he was a choice Arcanine, you'd think he'd be better off making the switch to Fini to take the Extreme Speed.
Well, at this point though, Fini comes in the field and without Coco, should be able to get off of Muddy Water. Does have to fear the White Guard though.
Yes,
as you have seen from the Gigalith.
But Katana should be able to cover the Arcanine with the Sacred Sword. Actually, I'm not sure at this point.
Arcanine is pinning down the Katana with Extreme Speed. I mean, at this range...
No, Extreme Speed will not kill the Katana.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I kind of feel it does though.
Katana's bout? Nah, no way. Not a resistant non-step Extreme Speed.
Is Martin's Arcanine intimidated? No, right?
I'm not sure.
Oh, and Katana goes for a second
double.
protect.
Goes for the White Guard. So, are we going to see Extreme Speed come out? Are you going to be right? No, actually goes for the
Flare Blitz.
So, Alif fearing the Extreme Speed that never really came. So, I think it's safe to say that no, Extreme Speed does not KO Katana at that range. But that
Alif
could be
so.
the game.
Yeah,
Alif definitely feared the Extreme Speed. I don't think he had any right to fear that at
and
all.
Muddy Water into the White Guard.
And with Coco at the back, this should be the game for Martin. A very, very well played comeback victory for Martin. When it looks like things were going against him in the early game.
I'm not quite sure how he pulled it up. I mean, things were going in his favor with the Gyarados being set up, but then Alif retaliated with his Katana.
And Gyarados did miss the waterfall that he needed to hit to combine with the tectonic rage.
That is true. And a protect here. And another protect here. No, I mean, if it comes down to a timeout, I believe Martin should win.
I think going for the curse as well, recognizing that it's probably a free turn.
Yeah, could easily go for the White Guard here and bring in Coco safely.
Yeah, White Guard, I suppose Martin really wants Arcanine to leave the field actually, since he doesn't have Wild Charge. I mean, he could Flare Blitz to at least trigger his own berry.
Yeah, I mean, or Wild Charge? Does he have Wild Charge? No, right?
We've seen Protect, Extreme Speed, Flare Blitz, and the Bulldoze.
Yeah. And yep, we do see the Flare Blitz. At this point, I think Martin recognizes that as long as any of his Pokemon leaves the field, it's a free switch in for the Tapu
But no
Koko.
White Guard.
Yeah.
But then again, you have Coco at the back. You don't really care about getting KO'd.
As long as something is KO'd, you can just bring in the Coco and win the game.
Yeah,
especially since terrain will be in your favor. Oh, does not even pick up the KO.
This could yet take a while though. With the berry on Arcanine.
I think Gigalith went for the attack here. So if it connects, should be able to pick up the KO on the Tapu Fini. Single target rock slide. With the curse boost, we'll pick up the game. For Martin, moves on 2 games to 1 over Alif Asyraf. Very, very well played from both players. Martin definitely had, Alif definitely did have outs and he did play relatively well as well.
Yeah, I think towards the mid game to late game, Alif got a bit too scared of making the plays he needed. He was protecting, he didn't need to protect. He was fearing attacks that, as you saw, I think his Fini feared a Wild Charge that wasn't on the set. His Katana was worried about getting killed by Extreme Speed that really was I don't think was any danger of killing him, so Alif kind of let Martin back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's the trap of that most players fall into, it's like, I have to make switches to regain my momentum when the other way to regain momentum is just to risk it and go for the attack anyway.
Yes,
but
definitely.
It was round 3, so I guess the pressure got to Alif maybe. And he did manage to dodge a waterfall as well, which
would have finished off the Katana along with the tectonic rage from Gyarados.
Yeah, so Martin moving on to round 3.
Yeah, Martin will move on unbeaten still, 2-0 so far. And Alif will try and recover from the 1-1 Swiss round situation. And we will see what both players have to offer later on in the tournament as well.
Yeah, I especially like the round 2 where Alif managed to punish Martin with the taunt from the finish, something that Martin was caught off guard and unable to recover.
Yeah, Martin we saw in game 3 didn't even bring the Porygon 2.
Yeah, deciding that it's not worth the risk at all. And
Yeah, without Trick Room, Porygon 2 didn't offer him much value.
yeah, and I think figuring that Alif would favor Tapu Fini over Tapu Koko based on what happened in the previous 2 games.
Yeah, but Martin recognizing that he had an opportunity to set Gyarados up in front of the Marowak and Fini combination, took his chance, and well, it gave him enough momentum and kind of scared Alif enough to carry him through the rest of the game.
Yeah, Alif didn't manage to price Bloom Doom either on the Katana instead. I think it would have gone differently if maybe he gotten the KO on the Gigalith with a Bloom Doom, gotten things out of just KO Martin's team.
Yeah, so opportunity for both players there, and Alif definitely looked in a very strong position at the start and even the middle of game 3. But well, the games Martin did manage to make a comeback. We'll move on and we will see you in the next round of Swiss. Stay tuned.